Yeah, we regularly told you for some years before the accounting change was made here a year or so ago, we told you you should not count goodwill amortization. It was required under GAAP, and we obviously complied with GAAP, but we told you every year virtually that I can remember, we said this is not really an economic expense. And we ignore it in our own calculations of earnings in terms of what we will pay for businesses. We don't care whether there's a goodwill item or not because it's immaterial to economic reality. So we have been quite willing at Berkshire to tell our own owners to ignore certain things, and if they disagreed with us, they could look at the GAAP figures, but we felt they were getting misled by looking at the amortization of intangibles. That doesn't mean we think all intangibles were good, but we did feel that was an arbitrary and a decision that didn't make any sense at all. And we felt, obviously, as we've talked about, we felt that crazy pension assumptions have caused people to record phantom earnings in many cases. So we're willing to tell you when we think there is data that is more important in economic analysis than GAAP figures. We'll talk to you about it.
And which revisions might be appropriate, if any, and what might be viewed as red flags, and does it matter to you who is making those adjustments, analysts, investors for their own purposes, or company managements in terms of how that information should be viewed?